Welcome back. No one has had more of an impact on the lives of those in Niagara suffering from cancer than Marianne Edwards. She was the recipient of the Women in Business 2018 International Women's Day Award. Marianne, thanks for joining us. How did it feel 3 years ago to be honored with this award?
Mike, first of all, don't thank me, I thank you. And 3 years ago, it was beyond words. It was really overwhelming. It was an honor that I couldn't believe, and I was so embarrassed I didn't want to show up. It was just incredible. It really was.
When I look at this year's recipient of that same award, Dr. Robin Williams, who has also had a big impact on healthcare here in Niagara, I know you would sell yourself short comparing yourself to Robin, but I think it's a very good comparison.
Oh, Mike, you're not, no, that's ridiculously kind, but no, not a chance. I can't even talk. That makes me explode. The only reason we could do what we did and have done is because everybody worked together in this community. So it will never, ever, and I say this endlessly, it's not about one person. It's about a team of volunteers who then reach out to all those other volunteers. And that's what makes it explode. So you can't say it's because of a single person.
You had been the run director for the CIBC Run for the Cure, and you watched most of that money leaving Niagara. So your impact boils down to just having that idea to keep the money here, and you've done that, $10.3 million over the first 14 or 15 years of this run.
That's true. That takes me way back because I remember so vividly, we listened to the cancer survivors saying to us, and Mike, go back. This is before a Walker Cancer Center. And we had just a little bit of oncology happening in Niagara. And I remember the cancer survivors looking at us, you gotta help us. We're too sick to travel. Whether we go to Buffalo or Toronto or Hamilton, we're too sick. We finally need something here. So that just ate at me in particular. And thank goodness I could run the Welland Canal pathway because that's where I could process. And then I thought there's gotta be a way you can keep the money home, police it. And that's where we went to unpaid volunteers, keep the money in Niagara, let's see what happens. And we prayed like heck that first year that someone would show up. We hoped for 50 and we had 3,000. And because cancer now, as you know, is crazy out of control and it continues to be. But look at the profound center that's been created. Our region now is magnificent in comparison to the other days. What we can do for cancer and cancer care will blow your mind here locally.
How has it been for you the last 2 years? You've canceled the 2020 run. You've already canceled the 2021 run. That must be heartbreaking for you.
Tremendously, because you know you can't help the people that you really want to. But I will tell you, Mike, this is fabulous, and this gives me the opportunity to say this. Good old Tom Rankin, being Tom, decided he was going to help the NHS system with an MRI unit, and a new one, and get it up and going. And so he pledged to raise $2 million. And he's asked all kinds of community people, and he recently put an ad in the papers saying, let's all chip in. And I believe at least $1.5 million it has been raised, if not the full amount now. But the beauty for us is that money continues to come in, whether or not we have an actual event, whether it's in memoriam, etc. And we were able to give Tom, just recently, I wrote the check for $100,000 towards that unit. So it just keeps coming. And we are so grateful. As I laughed with others, we can't police what you folks are doing out there. A couple of schools are saying, so there's no run, coming up, but may we do. And I said, whatever you do it. And we give you full grace on that. We as a committee are not fundraising, but I tell you, Mike, there's a lot happening in the community. We'll benefit, and then we can do what we do, give it all back, and then see what time brings.